I'm here at Cinefestival for the final day. We're here with Austin Film Society, getting a workshop on funding. I made a public announcement that I'm going to make a feature film in Texas, San Antonio, but also there might be a chance to land the first actor. We'll see. He's like making his way over here, and he's one of my favorite actors, someone I grew up watching. He was actually in my first iteration of this project that we're going to develop. And if we can woo him in the right way, then maybe we can get him in the movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Prepare for takeoff.
You're now listening to Stepner Show.
Jesse Borrego is coming to the stage. The step and repeat. Oh my God, one of my favorites, Mr. Jesse Borrego!
Gustavo, what's happening, big
Yo,
dog?
so good to see you here at Cinfestival.
WAPPO.
So Jesse, I've watched Jesse my whole life, and then one day we started working together, and I made a public announcement that I was gonna make a feature. And so tell me, what's it like for you to be here at Cinefestival?
Man, the thing I love about Cinefestival is not only do you get to see your friends who have been filmmakers and artists for so many years, but you also get to see the next gen. And you know, for us, I mean, that's how you got started. You were a youngster when I was already hitting it, and you was like, what are you doing here? And I said, trying to make sure the next me is right here and has that help. So at Cinefestival, it's tradición, it's familia, and I tell these filmmakers that have been here the first time, ahora tienes tu hogar. You have your home, you have your casa, your next film, your next narrative, your next expression is going to be shown here to your audience. And that's one of the things we've always tried to do is give it back, because that's how our voice is going to get stronger. So absolutely, Cinefestival. I want to be back here for 46, man.
I saw you have a film here, and you're also an MC.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit, what does the MC at Cinefestival do?
You know, it's all about sharing the love. Puro amor aquí. So every event, every film screening, every Q&A is all about giving love. Not only to the filmmakers, who are usually, some of them, at their first film festival ever, but introducing the audience to them. Because that's the connection that's always going to be serviced. And the Guadalupe, on the west side of town, the cultural destination of San Antonio, has always had a very culturally supportive audience. Yes, whether it's música, whether it's arte, right? Whether it's películas, and having it at the Guadalupe Theater, where a lot of our grandparents, my grandmother actually went into labor with my mom watching a movie at the Guadalupe. So it's got that type of history. So to bring that back every year with a new crop of films, a new crop of stories about our Latino heritage, about our Latinx experience, and then seeing the next gen of eyes. You know, you see some of these youngsters that are like looking like you 20 years ago, and you know they're gonna do something incredible, man. So to me, being an MC is about focusing all that back to each other, sharing that love. It's so easy to do because I just look at everyone and I'm able to pick out a fellow producer and share it with a fellow filmmaker, with a fellow actor or actress. And we know that at the after hours party, we're just gonna be celebrating everything we've just shared. So it's a love fest. It's always so being the MC of that, and then coming in as a creative and seeing your name up there as a producer, knowing that you had something to do with that beautiful story. So I was a producer, and really I just did a little narration on Suena la Educación, the story of Bel Ortiz, you know, one of the founders and the maestra of Campanas de America, you know. The godmother of mariachi education here in San Antonio. But to be able to do something wonderful like celebrate it with the filmmakers and the family that were actually the producers of that story, and then to see it shared with the audience themselves, man, that's a no-brainer. That's a give right there. That's a win. Yes. That's a mezcal shot, straight up.
Personal question. I've been following your trajectory, your triangle, inverted triangle pyramid. You're from Texas. You took off to New York, then went to LA, and then now you're back. Like, tell me about this whole like tri-coastal experience in your journey as an actor.
Well, actually, mijo, it opens up into the rectangle, man. It opens up into the hexagon. Yeah, because then you have Mexico. So the beauty about San Antonio is that we're 300 years old, our culture here. So the connection with Mexico is right down the road. So when Mexican filmmakers found out that I was from San Antonio, they invited me to Mexico. And so over the years, I've been able to keep the Mexican connection happening with Elpidia Carrillo and the Cine Sin Cines Film Festival. She's been here to Cinefestival many times when we did the Mi Familia reunion with her and Isai Morales and Lou Diamond Phillips. So that connection that we're able to do with a destination like San Antonio, the west side of Guadalupe, but more than that, Cinefestival, keeps that connection happening. So now you go to the New York Latino Film Festival, and the fact that we're able to share and bring the filmmakers from the East Coast down here to Cinefestival. Same thing with LA. I've always talked about that I-10 connection. And those filmmakers from LA love the Guadalupe, love Cinefestival because that's their core audience and their core fan base. So now you take it to Mexico, and we got the Mexican filmmakers loving us here. We had that beautiful film, Matamoros, right here, Batarraza, yeah. And so you're talking about that connection continues. You know, our festival director, Eugenio, you know, he's from Tucson. So if we're able to get some of them New Mexican, Arizonan filmmakers over here, now we've got, stop it, the Pentagon, baby, of Latino connection in terms of independent filmmaking. Yes. Ooh, imagine if we start sharing that love and that energy. Stop it. There's the new Latino Hollywood.
Oh, hell yeah. And on a personal note, like I'm here, I have a project with Valerie and Raquel, and I haven't been to San Antonio in a long time. I haven't had a film in Cinefestival in 10 years, but now my eyes are, I'm like, yo, I'm free to do whatever I want now. I want to make a movie. I want to adapt my WAPPO versus the World into a feature. I know that you were in the original series. I would love for you to come back into the feature. If we can get it right, how would you feel about that?
Well, these days I'm a producer, Papa. So you're gonna have to come at me as an EP, homie, as a, you know. Yo. Then I'll tell you where I fit. Cause
hell yeah! Oh my God.
Hey, I tell everyone, I go, man, I did my best parts when there was $1 million in the budget and I was beautiful and young looking. I said, nowadays I want to help create the next gen. Where is the next talent? Then I'll find out what character comes in front. I don't know. Maybe he's did you ever see Danny Trejo in Green Ghost? Yeah, where he was like the Obi-Wan Kenobi. So maybe like the character in Fear the Walking Dead. Did you ever see my character Efrain? He was like the Obi-Wan Kenobi of the the zombie world. So maybe something like that. We never know.
You know, we do need a
writer producer, homie. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah. To me, what I'm doing now a lot with my brother James Borrego over at San Antonio College and our film certificate over there, with these small, high school programs from Harlandale Film School, from Lanier, from places that are in San Antonio, getting them into higher education, having them get trained and become the next generation of professional artists. That is what's going to create the next great role for me. So I think helping you, yes, absolutely, carnal, helping you make your project WAPPO versus the next generation. La Onda, WAPPO versus La Onda. Yeah, stop it. You never know, fusion. But that's who we are, I think, as artists. One of the things I've always taught filmmakers, especially when I come to Cinefestival, is look, Chicano filmmakers started as artists, not as commercial advertising salesmen. Hello. So that's who we want to be. So be that first. Be a critical thinker. Be an artist. You know, be an activist with your filmmaking. You know, Peter Bratt, Follow Me Home, La Misión. Those are critical films, dude. You know, they break them. Even Blood In, Blood Out was critical for its time. The film that's turning 30 this year, Allison Anders' Mi Vida Loca. An independent film, much lower budget than Blood In, Blood Out, but very impactful in the world of cholas and showing what the chola world was in Echo Park. So you're talking about critical films that the Latino narrative can talk about. You know, some of these films that were here, God Save Texas, Ileana Sosa, produced by Richard Linklater, out of the God Save Texas Lawrence Wright book, but Ileana's take on El Paso was incredible. And talk about the theme of immigration and how to talk about it. Well, it's got to be spoken about in that metaphorical, truthful, human way. Right. you know. So that's what Cinefestival can do, brother. So if we can keep creating that, yes, we want you to make all your next projects here, man. ¿Verdad, mijo?
Thank you so much.
Love y'all from Cinefestival in San Antonio, Texas.
Jesse Borrego.
Gustavo Snebner right here, my bro.
Love you, brother.